What's up, guys? I want to talk about whether or not Israel Adesanya can actually beat John Jones. Yeah, I think he can. Certainly has the technique. He certainly has the power to knock him out. And I think he can go the distance with him if he needed to. Do I think he would beat John Jones right now? Probably not. I think John Jones is smarter than him. I think his experience is better. I just think he's a better fighter than Israel Adesanya right now. That's probably why Israel wouldn't be looking to fight John Jones right now. I have seen some of his comments how he talks about John Jones, all the crap they say to each other. And I will say, Israel did say he would need a few years to prepare for someone like John Jones. I don't think it's out of fear. I think it's like himself looking at him, evaluating himself as a mixed martial artist, because he's also a kickboxer. He's probably saying, well, I'm right here right now. You know, I'm doing pretty good, but I need to get up a little bit more in order to beat someone like John Jones for sure. That's how I took it. I don't think he's afraid of John Jones, though. I think that's silly if John Jones thinks he's scared of him. But I do think in the future, when Israel starts to hit his peak, when he gets a little older, more seasoned, I think he could beat John Jones. He'd be the guy to do it. If they fight, I think they should fight at light heavyweight also. I don't see Jones dropping to 185 to beat him. And I think Israel Adesanya will be the champion in a few years anyway. So I think that would be a big fight. Do I think John Jones will be undefeated in 2 years? It's hard to say. I also saw where the winner of Stipe and Francis will probably fight John Jones in the summer of next year. I think that's a great fight. I think it's a money fight. I think it's a fight where Stipe will probably beat Francis again, and he will face John Jones. Now, that's interesting. You got the best light heavyweight of all time against supposedly, the greatest heavyweight of all time. At heavyweight, it's an advantage for Stipe Miocic. I'd have to pick Stipe. I'll talk about this a little bit more in another video, but, I do think that Israel can beat him just because of his talent, just because of the abilities. But I just don't think they'll fight right now. I think they'll fight in the future. If I had to pick it right now, I think John Jones would beat him. I think he'd win a decision. He'll probably pick Israel apart somehow. He'll use his talent, use all the knowledge and experience he has. Because I don't think Israel knows everything about MMA yet. I think he's still learning as a mixed martial artist. He has the stand-up part down. But I think Jones would beat him also with his wrestling. John Jones is a great wrestler. I think his wrestling is underrated. How he can take people down and ground them out, smother people. He can submit people also. So I'd have to say Jones by unanimous decision, or if he were to finish it, he'll probably choke him out in the 4th or 5th round. That's just my prediction. But if Israel beat him, it would be the obvious reason. He'll hit him with a big kick or a big punch. He'd probably beat him how he beat Whitaker or what's his name? Paulo Costa, something like that. But I don't think he's actually a better fighter right now. But in the future, he probably will be. All right, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk about something else with you guys real quick.